McDaniel, and we're here to talk about being a leader and how leadership is a constant learning curve, that you can't ever check it off because we help people. And when you're helping people and when you're leading people, it's not like pushing a button on a machine. That person has good days, bad days, tough circumstances, great circumstances, and so you're always working on meeting them where they are. When I first started, rough waters. Found a verse, Micah 6:8, do right, love to care, and walk humbly, and I had some guidelines. So just recently, this book, Think Like a Horse, really stirred up some good things for me and good reminders for all of us. Today, I want to read this little paragraph about this gentleman who is a horse whisperer, and administration comes to him to learn leadership skills, and he's put the leadership out in a corral to put a halter on a colt. And so this is some of the funny stories of how the leaders approach the colts. So it says, the first volunteer stepped up and took the halters. I watched a woman enter the corral. She started snapping her fingers and clucking at the horse, a good way to convince him to move off rather than stand still and be caught, which is exactly what he did, moved off. The big, confident-looking guy from the other team took a different approach. He walked straight towards the horse's face, holding the halter up in both hands as if he expected the horse to stick his nose in the halter. The horse, confused and a little offended by his approach, turned his head and walked off. Another guy crouched down in the dirt like you would do to a dog, calling the horse, come here, come here, come here, come here. And the horse didn't move. And of course the rest of the team members got a good laugh out of the whole thing. But I think in my beginning days, without having any clue or any experience, I thought my approach was a good approach and that everybody should just appreciate and like my approach. And mine was, let's be friendly, let's have fun, let's care about each other and pat each other, and let's just be nice and let this be just a great experience for us all. Until the day I met Ursula. Ursula was from Germany, and Ursula was black and white. And when you went into conversation, she was annoyed. She was annoyed by my voice. She didn't like that I talked so high and acted so silly. And so, in her opinion, let's get to the bottom line. Forget trying to be my friend. Forget trying to, approach me and just tell me what it is that I needed to do. Well, it hurt my feelings. Ursula, why don't you like me? Ursula didn't care. So, the thing was, Ursula was one of the best employees that had ever worked for me because she genuinely cared about people. She came to do the job. She stayed focused the whole time she was at the job. And so my little pettiness of, yeah, but why don't you kiss my butt and why don't you like me, needed to go away. And I needed to meet her where she was as a good employee. So, ladies, your approach, Becky.
Oh, that's a big topic. And in my early years of supervising, I think my approach was ask people what I need from them, and then thinking they'll just do it. And that's not always the case. And so I learned quickly, you have to approach different people in different ways in order to get what you need from them. And then what I also learned is that I have some enabling tendencies. And so when people don't respond as fast as I want them to respond, or to produce something as fast as what I want them to produce, I'll just do it myself.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll just do it myself, I'll get it done, and it'll be right.
Yes.
Which totally relieves the person of their responsibility. And it does nothing for growing up people.
That's right.
Absolutely nothing. And we want to grow up people.
Yes, we do.
We want people to become leaders themselves. So for my approach to somebody is to give them the task in a way that they will receive it well, and which you have to know the person on how to do that.
Right.
And then have some follow-up expectations. I can't just leave it out there.
No.
So there has to be that follow-up.
Continual follow-up.
Continue follow-up and close that circle.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned throughout the years is we have to go back and sometimes, revisit the topic
And hold them accountable.
and hold them accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my early days, I thought I could show somebody very fast, this is how you do it, and expect them to know what to do. And then I would leave out a small detail, and they'd be like, well, you didn't tell me that step, so how am I going to do that? So I've had to learn to slow down and meet people where they are. And just because I can work through it on my own and fix it really fast, that I don't need to expect people to do that. And I need to be more approachable. And that's what I've learned is I want my staff to be able to come to me and say, hey, I know you explained this, but I'm missing this step. So that was a big thing for me is
That
That
you
they're
were
not
a
gonna-
safe person to
Right.
be able to approach.
right. And that they weren't going to do it the first time,
Right.
every time. And that was okay. But I also, your team has different learning styles all the time. And so it's finding out this is how this person learns and this is how this person learns. And they're probably completely opposite.
Yes.
And usually completely opposite from me.
Yes.
And so, and then I had to learn that that's okay.
That's
Not
right.
everyone's going to be like Brittany. And that doesn't mean they're wrong.
That's so good. That also because if somebody likes you, you gravitate towards them and you want to spend time with them.
Mhm.
If somebody doesn't like you, like Ursula didn't like me,
Right.
it wasn't that she disliked me. It was just like we just didn't connect personality-wise.
Mhm.
You just wanted get to the bottom line, get to what it is you're requiring of me, and let's not waste time chit-chatting or you interfering with me getting to do what it is I want to do. So
Right.
I had to get past myself and get to, okay, here's the objective, here's the goal that we're working on, meet her there, she'll be good and I'll be good, and we don't have to be best friends. But we are a very relational company, and we very much appreciate that as part of the job. And so when there's somebody that's not as relational and more just let me do my thing,
It's hard for us.
it is. And you have to clean out your heart because they're not going to change.
Right.
You're the leader, so you're the one that has to get your heart clean so that you can lead them in a pure way and without attitude. And that's way easier said than done.
Yes, it
Right.
is.
But anyway, we hope that this little leadership segment on approaching people helps you as a leader. Okay?